So I've been ruminating on this concept of nesting bowls using the pinching technique. You know that in this class, we always scaffold our knowledge. So let's think back on, what does scaffolding mean? It means building upon something that's underneath or something that you've already gained experience in and taking it to the next level. So I was thinking about this concept of nesting bowls using the pinching technique, but you know my work. You know that I love to pull inspiration from nature. I love things like seed pods, leaves, vines, gourds, and I love pulling that into my personal work. So I'm going to give you a demonstration on tackling this concept of nesting bowls using the pinching technique. In my particular concept, I'm going to be weaving in seed pod texture. Now, I was inspired by this artist named Jenny Ward. She creates these gorgeous clay seed pods and she plays with glazes and underglazes to make this really organic and vibrant work. Now, we've talked about utilizing other artists' imagery in the past. We never steal or plagiarize, but we can pull inspiration. That's called appropriation, using borrowed elements in the creation of something new and different. So I was loving some of Jenny Ward's textures, how she was looking at seed pods and pulling them into this sculptural ceramic method. So I decided, okay, I'm gonna pull some inspiration from that. But what I'm gonna do is pull them into these functional bowls. So what is a nesting bowl? A nesting bowl is a structure in which things can be placed and they nest together. So I'm going to be using that sculptural method, but also make them functional, right? So we talked about utilitarian versus non-utilitarian, but I'm going to challenge myself in a couple ways. I love that you guys have reached a point where you're comfortable with building methods. So now we want to take that to the next level. What can we do within those building methods? So I'm going to play again with the sgraffito technique, but I'm going to take it to the next level. I'm going to kick it up a notch. The other thing that I'm going to do is go beyond them just being functional, go beyond them just being sculptural, and I'm going to make them functional with a purpose, a specific purpose. So I was thinking about these nesting bowls, and I was actually in Target the other day. We know how we all love Target. And I was thinking about measuring cups. So I'm actually going to be creating these seed pod inspired nesting bowls, but eventually I'm going to make them into a 1 cup, a 1/2 cup, and a 1/4 cup measuring cup. Now, this is an option. If you want to challenge yourself in that way, that is your choice. I love to leave things open to your options as you continue to grow within the course. So what I'm going to demonstrate is using that pinching method to create the nesting bowls, and then eventually utilizing things like underglazes and the overglazes. I am going to make them functional measuring cups. That is an option for you. The other thing that I'm going to do within that sgraffito technique that you are now comfortable in is, again, take that to the next level. Instead of just using one underglaze and carving into it, well, what would happen if I put a couple layers of one color, let that sit, put a couple layers of another color, and then let it get leather hard and carve through just enough that instead of seeing the color of the earthenware below, I actually see the underglaze below. Right? So that's really challenging myself to push that underglaze or push the sgraffito technique as far as I can get it to go. And I love when I see you guys challenge yourselves. So as I start to demonstrate, I'm going to be using that pinching technique, and I'm going to go through some of the methods that I'm thinking about, and I want to see how you challenge yourselves to do the same. All right, let's get started.